All right,
Sounds
let's get
good.
started, everybody. Good morning. It's Friday. It's 8 o'clock, a little bit after. Welcome to the Mycity Zoom networking. Able to meet with you. Thank you. Meet with each
Internet.
other one-on-one, so you can either help each other grow your business or become referral partners. So we're going to allow each person 1 minute on a timer to introduce themselves. Also, if you are looking for a particular connection, please mention that. And we'll give you a little bit of extra time if you want to give a shout out to a positive experience you've had within members of the group or how they may have helped your business. So, Bob, we're going to start with you. So, good morning, Bob.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it's not always about you, it's about who you want to meet. So, and I've been a LinkedIn consultant for well over 20 years, and we help people manage their LinkedIn accounts. And LinkedIn used to put people on restrictions. I don't see that anymore. Although if you go too wild on them, they will definitely put you on a restriction and shut you down until you abide by their terms and conditions. So I still look at LinkedIn as the primary search engine. There's over 1 billion members on LinkedIn now. Um, Facebook has 3 billion, but it's not a business community necessarily. And they limit you on the amount of connections you can make. So with Facebook, I think it's 5,000, if I'm not mistaken, and LinkedIn allows you
Yes.
30,000 connections. So it's a great source. It's considered a business community. So that's why we're here, aren't we?
That's it.
We are. So when you do post your contact info, we encourage that you include your LinkedIn URL
Yeah, Bob,
so we can
there
connect.
is a limit to the number of people you can request to connect to you per week. It's about 100.
125.
Yeah, there are ways around that.
Are there?
Yes, there are tricks.
We'd love to hear that.
I've gotten well over 120, 150 people connect to me by inviting more than 100, 125.
Inviting more than 125.
Yep. You want me
Okay.
The basic trick is don't sit in front of the computer and invite 125. Invite 40 or 50 a day. Pick the ones that you think are really going to connect to you. And as they connect to you, you get credit back. So you can continually invite more and more.
Is that with a premium or a Navigator account?
It's Navigator.
Oh, okay. Navigator's a whole different story. Yeah. Yeah. You
Okay,
don't
well,
get,
still, that's good to know. Very
yeah.
good. Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you, Bill. All right, I'm going to go across the aisle to my dear friend Betty Withrow. Morning, Betty. And then after that, it'll be Jim Macy.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. I'm Betty Withrow, the Writer's Launchpad. Whatever you may need in the way of writing services, I either do it or I know somebody else who does it, and I'm happy to connect you with anyone. I do ghostwriting, editing, author coaching, copywriting and editing, video scripting, and I now am collaborating for other services like book clubs and connecting people with podcasts and so on. So if you have communication needs, we should talk. I love this group, and I want to thank Debbie for referring me to Dr. Kimberly, who I had a podcast interview with yesterday. It was a lot of fun. And, just overall, if we haven't had a one-on-one, let's have one so I can figure out how we can help one another, what we might be able to do together. Who would you like to meet, and so on. Thank you.
Good stuff. By the way, I forgot to mention, um, I'm doing video interviews of people, and uh, I try to keep them very short, but that gives you a little bit more oomph and especially because we post it to YouTube, and YouTube gets you lot further out there.
Yeah, Bob, I want to meet with you about that. So I watched one that you did recently. So,
Okay, cool.
all right, thanks, Betty. And next up, we'll have Jim Macy, followed by Roy Dickens. So, good morning, Jim. Unmute. You got to unmute.
Jim, you're
Jim.
muted. Jim, you're muted still.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
My name is
Thanks,
Jim.
Jacob.
I've got Macy's Hypnosis. Look me up on Google, and my information's in the chat. But today I want to talk about Lighter, his traditional form of curing people. He is really kind of a genius because he's put together the science of the current day technology with the wisdom and the knowledge of acupuncture and acupressure and the Chinese Eastern medical advances. And really an amazing thing. If you haven't been on his website, go there and take a look. He's mainly in the San Francisco area, but I think he's understating what he does on this group. That's all.
Yeah, he's also not here, unfortunately, but I thought he was in Santa Barbara.
No, Anaheim is, and then,
Oh, Anaheim. That's
Yeah.
right.
Orange County.
Yeah.
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 But his business is, a lot of his contacts, connections, and where you can go for his services are in the Bay Area, San
Got it.
Francisco. But look
Makes
him up on
sense.
the internet. It's absolutely fascinating.
Maybe I think Betty or Roy might have his website. They could put that in the chat for us.
yeah.
Would appreciate that. And thank you, Jim. Got anything else you want to say?
I've had some great meetings with a couple other people. Scott, we got kind of shortchanged on his free session, so we're going to redo it. I've got a thing in there, and then David Hoffman. We had a great session from my point of view. I don't know, maybe he didn't think so, but a brilliant guy he is. There you are.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Jim. And good morning, Roy. And then we'll talk to Charles Hamilton. So, hey, Roy.
Good morning, Scott. I have to agree with Jim that Lighter is a genius. And right now he's in Anaheim, but he's going to be making what he does available throughout the country. I mean, he's got a plan to really help the United States being able to take advantage of not only Chinese medicine, but what he's done, which is really take this to a whole new level. So that's a really exciting thing. I'm lucky enough to be helping him generate leads. And that's what I do. I'm co-creator of a product called Conversion Alchemy, and it creates instant leads on demand, as many as you want of the people that are actually searching in the territory that you want to serve. So Lighter wants to get as many as 50 leads a day. So in some cases, we're able to achieve that. In other cases, there aren't quite that many people that are searching in the Anaheim area for that. But he gets a lot of leads every day. And I mean every day, 7 days a week. So that's what we have. I'm looking for people who want to be able to get really high quality leads every day. And I'm sorry I'm running over, but I just want to say that there's no price you'll ever see that's like this of any other way that you can generate leads. It's like 1/10 of the price of anything you're going to find.
All right, thanks, Roy. Yep, it's a great system. And I wish Leiter was here. He's getting all these accolades, but maybe he'll be able to see the recording. So appreciate it.
Mehdi, send Leiter Chen the video recording, will you?
All right. Thank you, everybody. Next up will be
otherwise it's more like a eulogy.
yeah, the late Leiter. Charles Hamilton, followed by Nate. So good morning, Charles.
Morning, Scott. Thank you. Appreciate that. My name is Charles Hamilton. I'm based in Los Angeles. I was referred into the group by Phil Wolfstein, who many of you may know as a business broker. I'm a financial planner. I'm a CFP. I work here in Los Angeles with a lot of small and medium-sized business owners and attorneys. I also specialize in the area of divorce financial planning. I actually run a networking group with another organization called Divorce Transition Professionals. Phil Wolfstein has joined my chapter. I'm the chapter lead in Beverly Hills for that chapter. As a financial planner, when I join a new organization, I usually do what's called fee-based planning. But when I join a new organization such as this, I offer my services for free. So anybody who might be interested in working on their financial plan and coming up with a set of goals and getting a feel for where they stand right now with goals like retirement, I'd be happy to meet with you and help you with that analysis for free, just in the interest of building some relationship and helping anybody on this call who's interested in getting a better understanding of what I do and how I might be able to bring value to you or your clients. I have actually been kind of part of this group for a really long time. It's just that I was never able to attend because Friday mornings, I was always tasked with driving my daughter to school. She is now graduated from high school, a little bit bittersweet that she's up and running as a freshman at UC Santa Cruz, but that means that now my Friday mornings have freed up. So you'll be seeing my face around here a little bit more. Happy to be here. Happy Friday.
All right. Thanks, Charles. Well, welcome. It's great to have you here. And if you work with Phil, we automatically know you're a good person. We appreciate your joining us. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Good to be
here. Generous offer. Make sure that your contact info is in the chat.
Contact info is in the chat. Anybody wants to give me a call or shoot me an email, I'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much. All right, next up will be Nate Helms, followed by Joe Nicasio. I had a great meeting with Nate. He's a stand-up guy, and we kind of hit it off yesterday. So good morning, Nate.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks, Scott. And if you haven't met Scott, he's not just a pretty face, a well-coiffed guy. He's actually got some great information for you. Excuse me, and welcome, Charles. We got a banana slug in the house, so yeah, good to go. That was the first school that my son was accepted into, so we got a chance to visit that campus. I'm calling in from beautiful downtown Cincinnati. Expecting our first snow this week, so appreciate your California warmth. If you would send it this way. I work with small, medium, and even very large companies. We're working with a New York Stock Exchange company right now for corporate wellness, and it's a plan that's structured so that it actually delivers about $1,000 per employee per year, each and every year, back to the business. And we can talk about how all that works, but it's one of the new things that we've introduced recently is not the for-profit business that we provide the plan to can then designate about $120 a year per employee to go to the charity of their choice. So we're working with a lot of nonprofits and places of worship. Appreciate your time.
That's a quick question. Is that the 125 program?
It is, yeah, 125,
Okay,
105, and 213.
No, I don't feel like, no, I just wanted to ask because just to know, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll be glad to speak with you about it another time.
And one thing I want to mention is Nate is a man of high integrity. So that definitely came across from our meeting. All right.
I want to add real quick that I do only have 30 minutes today, so I'm going to rudely jump off here in about 9 minutes.
Before you go,
no problem.
I was just sending you a note. Can you just directly send your information to me? Because I got someone's possibly interested in my wife's home. At least I hope she is. And I was writing a letter to her, and I came online, so I missed your info in chat. Would you mind sending to me now before you leave?
You're requesting that from me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I'll repost it in the chat right now.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No
I can leave.
problem.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Charles,
Okay.
don't go. You're a great company.
No, we'll let him go. All right. And we got another stand-up guy next, Joe Nicasio, and then we'll talk to John Grace. So, hey, Joe.
Well, thanks, Scott. I'm Joe Nicasio. I'm a world-class business consultant, and I help people build a better business. My ideal client is a humble entrepreneur that admits that even though you're doing good, I'm the guy that says you can do better. You tell me you're doing, I did 20% growth last year. Well, who's to say it couldn't have been 30 or 40% growth? So I'm a business problem solver. I look at your business like a machine, and if a lot of times we put a lot of work into our machine, but we're not getting the outputs. And I want to do a little shout out to Bob Friedenthal. We had a real good one-on-one yesterday and got to know each other a little better. It looks like I might be doing some work with having him manage my LinkedIn account. So, Bob's a stand-up guy, and it is a little challenging to put into words what I do, because I treat, I don't have a generic program. I treat everybody as an individual. I'm not a business to business or business to consumer. I'm soul to soul. I actually care about people, and I try and help you bring out the magic. We're all children of God, and God doesn't make junk. And let's bring out your magic so you can magnify your calling in this life and in your business.
Great
I
statements.
love that.
Thank you for the
All right,
Sunday
thanks.
message.
All right. Now we're going to talk to, first time for me, I think, John Grace and then Bill Schweber. So good morning, John.
Good morning, Scott. Again, you have my dad's name. So, here we go. Good to meet you and see everybody. And Joe, I really appreciate that soul to soul. That's a good line. Let me just say I'm delighted that yours truly happens to be one of the top 200 most influential leaders, according to the LA Business Journal. So I'm really pleased with that. And that's leaders. That's not sales crap, right? Because oftentimes in my business, securities business, you sold a whole lot of exchange traded funds, and now you're in the top tier, but it was all about selling and volume. Let me ask you a question. I was invited to speak to a group of very high-end real estate professionals, and the host was none other than a gentleman who has several commercial properties in Santa Monica, along with he has flipped himself over 400 homes. And there were CEOs for brokerage companies, mortgage companies, title insurance. And I was quite intimidated, to be honest with you. And I asked the question to see if I could get a sense of where these people are coming from. I said, how many of you met someone who told you before the financial crisis that real estate prices might drop 30 to 40%? I was astonished. Not one person raised their hand. I said, okay, now we're down to brass tacks. I know what I'm dealing with. So we pay for independent research. If at some point you'd like for me to make that presentation to this group about what we saw then, I'm the only person I know in Southern California that was suggesting that prices could drop 40%. They did drop nationally 34%. I think that's in the ballpark. What we're seeing from now is it will be much worse and take much longer to recover. So if I want to talk about that, happy to do so. But that's what we're doing as financial advisors, is preparing people for the crash of our lifetime, both in stocks and in real estate. We don't want you to leave your money on the Titanic. We don't want you to drown. We want you to turn your assets around.
Wow. Okay, that sounds very cool. So yeah, I definitely want to get together with you, John.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks for joining us. All right, next up's Bill Schweber and then Bill Fetter. So we'll have back-to-back Bills. Bill Schweber.
Hi,
Good morning.
Bill Schweber. I do IT data forensics, usually for major litigation. I also co-host a networking group focused on attorneys and accountants. We have thousands of them. Mush could probably continue where I left off. I can't come to this meeting all the time, infrequently, because I'm working on 2 litigations right now. But if you ever want to know about the networking group and you do work with attorneys and accountants a lot, you can always get a hold of Mush and find out about our next meeting. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Bill. It's great to see you again. And then we'll say hi to the other Bill, Bill Fetter. Morning. Got to unmute.
I have a dog, and I was worried that she'd bark in the background, so I put her on mute. Yeah. By the way, the other Bill, following Bill Schwemmer, it can be a difficult task. I'm Bill Fetter. My company is Professional Solutions Plus. I've been out of networking for a while. I had a gig with Sam's Club as their corporate sales and training manager for a few years, and redoing my company a bit. I'm a business consultant, very similar to Joe. I look at digital and organic solutions for companies. I'm PMP, I'm Six Sigma, I'm OMCP. I use a lot of analytics. I review companies. I try to get to know people. And I agree with the other Joe. I really care about people. So get to know the company, the profile, basically their status, and then go from there. Looking for business, looking to help people. I'm open to any discussion. And it seems like a really fascinating group, by the way. So really nice being part.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are pretty fascinating, aren't we? Bill, where's home base for you?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm in New Jersey. I'm in
nice.
Somerset County, New Jersey. Yeah. Yeah. My
I
son's
used to
in
live in
Cincinnati,
Huntington.
so my son's in Cincinnati on business. So when I heard it's going to snow there, I
Small
guess he'll
world.
be surprised. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
mercy. I used to live in Somerset Hills Development when I was 5 to 11 years old.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Somerset County is one of the best places. I'm pretty well traveled, and I do like Somerset County, and I do like New Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah. A
I'm
lot of
from
good stuff in
Flemington.
that county.
So.
Great.
All right, awesome, Bill. Great to have you here. And next up, we're going to have Janice Silva, followed by Dennis Schroeder. So, hey, Janice, hope you're ready. And you need to unmute.
Aloha from Maui. I'm definitely ready. I'm always ready. I was born ready.
All right.
Bob invited me. Thank you, Bob. We've connected last year, I believe. And I'm grateful to be invited again. Thank you. So it's 6 a.m. here, guys. So I am definitely up early, bright and early. And I did hear someone, I can't remember who, about Beverly Hills. That's where I grew up. And I've been a traveler for many years and an entrepreneur for 36 years. So I understand the entrepreneur mindset for sure. I help people address deficiencies, stress, and toxins through a system of protein pacing and intermittent fasting, feel better. I am a network marketing professional and very proud of that. I love the industry. It's enabled me to travel and have freedom and work from home since I had children 35 years ago. So I love it. I really enjoy the idea of addressing deficiencies. People are very protein deficient. If you aren't having a lot of protein throughout the day, you're really missing out on the optimization of your life. So I'd love to connect. We're also having an amazing retreat here, January 11th and 12th that I'm hosting. Information is on my website, theartoflivingjoyfully.com. I would love to invite you to check it out. We really need people here. Maui is suffering. We're 60% down in tourism. My favorite restaurants are closing right and left. People I've known here for years are moving. It's very challenging, the economy here. So if you could find it in your heart to come to Maui, we'd love to invite you. It'll be a wonderful session. We're bringing in Paul Williams from Australia, who is a quantum hypnosis therapist. It'll be very special. There's many unique modalities here on Maui that I can help you as a wellness concierge plan a fantastic time to reset and prepare for your year. So check out my site, connect with me. I love doing one-to-ones, and I love supporting entrepreneurs have focus, clarity, weight, wellness. I've released over 100 pounds since breaking my leg years ago and really got back on track. And I'm so grateful for the direction we're heading with more thought and intention and mindfulness at the quality of our food, the sources of our food, getting rid of chemicals, toxins. I'm just over the moon excited. So thank you, Bob, again. And I'd love to participate more. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Janice. Man, I'd love to go to Maui. All right. Next up is Dennis, followed by Debbie. So good morning, Dennis Schroeder.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Schroeder. I live just north of Nashville, Tennessee. I am a retired Army officer, and I am the founder of a nonprofit organization called the Price of Freedom Foundation. When a service member dies, about a year or two after the fact, the family has the sense that they've been forgotten and their sacrifice no longer honored. And that is true of almost everyone. What we do is we attempt to address that problem by researching their entire life story, compiling it into a book, and having the contents available for a documentary once we have the resources to produce it. We have one book published. We have 6 that we are working on. I'm looking for connections primarily at this point to folks who are philanthropists that may align with our cause to empower us to be able to go further.
We also, by the way, run a veterans group that meets after this meeting, about an hour after.
Yes.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
And you all are invited.
Thank you for your endeavor and your service, Dennis. Appreciate it. And I also appreciate my friend Debbie Voris, and then we'll talk to Carlos Garcia after Debbie. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning. I'm Debbie, your certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives in many different areas of mind, body, and soul. And I want to talk about gratitude today. You know, pretty much I'm very much like Janice, and I appreciate her being here. I actually, you know, released 70 pounds and had a health transformation and kept it off for over a decade. And I became a half marathon runner. And I'm really grateful after breaking a foot, I got back into running. And I have a few Black Friday specials. One is to take private coaching on Take Your Body Back. So ask me about it. And also, I want to say that when it comes to Thanksgiving, this is a great guidebook to ask questions of your parents. So you can capture their stories, which kind of relates to what Dennis was talking to earlier. My last podcast with iridologist, gotta check it out. It's really fascinating because your iris is your another thumbprint of your health. And I have another one coming up with the naturopath next week. So reach out to me for my specials and have a great Thanksgiving. If you're not here next week, I'll be here, but take care.
All right. That sounds fantastic. Is that something we can get a copy of, or what's the story?
Yes, I'm selling these for $20. So you can contact me directly.
All right, very good. Thanks, Debbie.
Great Thanksgiving activity.
Scott, are we having a meeting the day after Thanksgiving since several people have mentioned Thanksgiving already?
That's a darn good question. We haven't even approached that.
I mean, it's 2 weeks away, so.
I think we'll probably do it, but you know, we don't have high expectations. People have family and so forth.
Okay.
So we can make it a leftover meeting. Everyone brings their leftovers and eats it while they're
Good idea.
Sounds great.
I want to say that I am thankful for Betty and Roy. I'm trying to work on something with them. I need to get something to Betty. I'm thankful for John Grace because I've always been writing about how toxic our oral is, and I have several articles on that. And I actually recorded a presentation that's going to go online today, and it's called Navigating Your Toxic World to See the Light. So it's a little bit more about me. Thanks.
Hey, Debbie, didn't you get the memo? You're supposed to only give shout outs to people who aren't here today.
Oh, no, but you know, lighter is great too.
Oh, sure.
His technology is very similar to mine. Take care.
Side of a brilliant mother.
All right, good times. Carlos, good morning, sir. And then after you will be Linda Blair. So, hey, Carlos Garcia.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Carlos Garcia speaking to you from Calabasas this morning. I am an executive coach. My company's name is Coaching Gravitas LLC. My website is coachinggravitas.com. I focus on very senior executives who are in some form of career transition. That doesn't mean they're out of work necessarily. It could be they've been passed over for promotion and want to know what it is about their communication style, or they're feeling stuck in their role and are wondering how to transition. So I coach senior executives in career transition, leadership style, executive presence. And what I offer is based on my 20 years in executive search, 40 years in supply chain, and 65 years on this planet. So as you are serving clients that might be in that kind of professional transition, please keep me in mind. Happy to have discovery calls free of charge. My contact info is in the chat. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Quick question for you, Carlos. So I'd like to introduce you to a IT person who is coming out of corporate America. That's your ideal client to help. Is that right?
Typically, they will be at the vice president level and above, and they'll be at least 50 or 60 years old because the executive coaching I offer is based on reflective analysis. And a 30-year-old just doesn't have the capacity for self-reflection. So it requires, a maturity that can't really be achieved until you're in your 50s or 60s. But yes, and I cover, although I spent 40 years in supply chain, I actually coach better when my client is not in supply chain. That's because executive coaching requires you to release all judgment. So if I'm speaking with a supply chain leader and she's sharing her business problems, I'm already jumping to conclusions. I'm trying to make recommendations. That doesn't work in executive coaching. I have to suspend all judgment and remain in a state of wonder to help the self-reflection process. Sorry for going on so long, but I'm happy to respond, Nate. If you want to make the referral, my contact details are in the chat. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, she meets the criteria of CTO, CIO in her past. So great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at that. That's what the power of networking right there. All right. Thanks, everybody. And another power networker is Linda Blair. And then after Linda will be Jacob Bassett. So, hey, Linda.
Good morning, everybody. Broadcasting from Orange County. I'm your internet marketing and business software expert with over 20 years of marketing. I'm also a Google certified business partner. I help small to medium businesses streamline and grow their business through our award-winning CRM AI business software. It's called Thrive. Half of it is an operational tool to keep you organized and more efficient, and the other half is doing local SEO to get you ranked higher on the local Google search sites and also 70 other citation sites. It helps drive new revenue and build your online image. So within this group, I'm teamed up with Roy and Betty and Leiter, helping to promote Leiter's business. So Roy gets the leads, Betty's writing the content, and our CRM system automates out all the drip and email campaigns instantly as the leads come in, staying connected to these potential clients week after week at designated intervals, every month moving forward, turning those leads into clients for Leiter. Our software platform also includes your social media marketing. We integrate 12 social media platforms into one place. It creates your post. You automatically can get quick and easy scheduling on it, AI tools for ready to use content, and also you can access high quality images. So if you're running out of ideas what to do on social media, this helps do that too. We offer 24/7 ongoing support. It also helps out with invoicing and billing features. It's a centralized hub for everything in one place, kind of like a virtual assistant. So DM me for a complimentary internet and website analysis, and I'll share how Google is ranking your business online. Thanks.
Thank you, Linda. And good morning to Jacob Bassett, and then we'll talk to Patrick. So, hey, Jacob.
Good morning. Located here in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, I am a loan specialist at Preferred Funding Group. In-house, we have some direct partnerships with major banks and credit unions offering a unique, Rolodex of loan products for new and existing business owners. Mostly, I'd say on the smaller startup working capital side, but we can also provide funding to investors and individuals looking for personal need use. All of our programs are unsecured. If our programs are not the right fit for a client situation, I am happy to point them in the right direction if I have a contact who may be a better fit. I have worked with, spoken with many in this group, been here quite some time now. I am partnered with, Nell, I've partnered with Roy. I have spoken to Leiter. Our programs were not the right fit, for at the time. But, happy to, see all the new faces and hopefully make some more connections. Happy Friday, everyone.
Thanks. And Jacob's a great networker, and I'm going to just step in for you. Jacob does really well with Alignable. I know some people were requesting information about Alignable, which platform I think is only in US and Canada, but that would be a great opportunity to get some networking tips and get to know Jacob. He's an excellent networker. That's okay with you, Jacob.
Absolutely. I
All
appreciate
right,
the
thank
shout out.
you. And from all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, our revered friend Patrick O'Flynn. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning. Good morning. Bob, will you stay on for a couple of minutes after this? We have something to talk about. You said you wanted to talk. And thanks, everybody. It's great to be here. And Janice, you triggered me earlier on by focusing on what I think is really wonderful thought, intentions, and mindfulness. And I was doing that the last couple of weeks. I was looking back on my life, and I discovered, well, I knew it anyway, that I was trying to be good for everybody else, and this created an image of perfection, But this is not real, because who's perfect? Who's perfect? We're not perfect. So once we get a hold of that kind of stuff, and we just keep going, we're in a better place. And so look, what I'm doing is I'm in a headspace, and it's time to realize that health is not the absence of symptoms controlled by medication. Health is the presence of properly operating pathways that avoid the need for medications. And if this is something you'd like to know more about, my details are in the chat. And I have 5 seconds. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Patrick. Okay, next up, we're going to talk to Eileen, and then Nell, and then Joseph. So good morning, Eileen Dawson.
Good morning. My name is Eileen Dawson, and I'm on the East Coast. I'm not quite as far as our friend in Ireland, but I am a money coach. I work with individuals and couples. I trained under Ramsey, and I work mostly with, I'd say probably mostly couples in their 30s, 40s, into their 50s. A lot of times they have kids, they have a house, they have vehicles. They might still have student loan debt themselves, especially those in the 30s. So if you know anybody, would love to talk to them. And Debbie Voris and I are talking about partnering, and I'm excited about that. So hope everybody has a great weekend.
Well, that sounds exciting. So awesome. Thanks, Eileen. Good morning, Nell.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Scott, and good morning, everyone. So I'm a marketing strategist, and I offer an affordable and powerful all-in-one marketing platform that helps make effective marketing easier. Try to make things simple in terms of getting the word out there of businesses, and I work with them to maximize their assets and what they have, and also complement them with the marketing platform that I have. So I'd love to reach out to everyone. And I also want to say, Dennis, let's connect, because I have a grant writer client who has a soft place in his heart for Veterans Affairs. So I'm going to connect you to. He's and he also has, he's been 30 years in the business. He has 30,000 grantors in his database. So there are a lot of things that he can help you with. And Janice, I'm wondering, Janice Silva, the fire in Maui, I didn't realize that it has such a horrific effect on the economy there. So, hats off to you to try to help promote Maui, bring back people to energize the economy there. That's really, really wonderful. It's one of my favorite places to have been. I have great memories of Lahaina. And also, Debbie, thank you so much for offering your book. The $20 for My Life, My Story is a great bargain. And I think all of us maybe should take some time to reflect, especially now, on the things that we're grateful for, and how we've been able to bring our gifts to the world. So please connect with me on LinkedIn. And also, I left my appointment, my calendar in the chat. I also host a podcast on Wednesdays. This Wednesday, my guest is Ben Joya, who's going to be talking about using your book for marketing purposes, getting new clients. And my information's in the chat. Thanks so much.
That's awesome. All right, thanks. Now, is Ben still in Italy?
Oh, he's actually in Valencia, Spain. He moved there. Yes, he's now a Spanish citizen or becoming one.
Spain. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
He's a good guy. Okay, and another good guy is Joseph Duncan. After Joseph, we'll talk to Moshe.
Well, thank you for that. I am Joseph Duncan. I'm the managing director of Assured Consultants. We are coaches and advisors to small business owners. That's probably pretty much everyone in this room and likely most of the people that you know. So in terms of who we're looking for, we can help small businesses across any industry. We're industry agnostic, as they say. We work with people. Our only criteria is we do best with businesses about 5 million in sales or less. We will work with startups. We'll work with existing businesses. We will work with, as I said, pretty much everyone here and everyone you know. The other thing I wanted to point out is if your business is a corporation of any type, an LLC, and some limited partnerships, there's a report that you need to file before January the 1st to avoid some very hefty fines from the U.S. Treasury. It's called the Beneficial Ownership Information Report. It only takes a few minutes to file if you know what you're doing, but it can be kind of daunting if you're not familiar with the process or quite sure what you need to submit. We can help with that. We're available. My contact information is in the chat. Feel free to reach out to me. Also send me anyone else that you know that's a little bit confused about what that requires. And I'm going to nail this right on time because I don't want to hear the music.
All right, thanks, Joseph. I actually paused the timer, but we're okay.
All right, good.
All right, thank you, Moshe Math. Good morning, and then after Moshe will be Jesse, followed by Michael. So, take it away, sir.
First of all, Ed Cincinnati is just should have arrived today, or will arrive today from his 2.5-week trip to Asia with his family and his wife's family. So that's number one. Number two, in the future, Scott, maybe we can have music for each person that they like so that when they finish their time, that music goes off instead of the same.
Well, I used to be a DJ, but yeah.
Okay, so good. Put your talents to use. Anyway, my name is Moshe Math. I'm a partner in a company called Neuro and Trained Sciences. I've discussed what we do many, many times. What we do is we help people relax. That's our most popular sound session, and that allows them to experience and get greater experience from other modalities afterwards, whether it be something like yoga. We heard earlier about different forms of mindfulness, which we achieve as well, but we can help them get more out of it, and other methods to help as per one's mental health, physical health, and emotional health simultaneously. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and I'll have my leftovers at the meeting on the 29th.
Thank you, sir. Jesse, are you ready to talk? There you go.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, good morning, Jesse Lee.
Good morning, everybody. Jessie Lee from Santa Barbara. I'm an independent consultant specialized facilitating business in between US and Asia Pacific. After the election and everything is moving forward quietly in Asia Pacific. As everybody know, that Asia Pacific is too big to ignore. So if anybody are ready to export, I'm happy to facilitate whether you have current challenging or new plan to explore more opportunities. Thank you.
And where are you based again, Jesse?
I'm based in Santa Barbara. By the way, I have a background in mechanical engineering. So If you have any questions, I'm happy to talk. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming back. It's great to see you again. And I think it's the first time for Michael Burnswag.
Yeah, so
Good morning, sir.
thank you. Thank you. This is my first time joining the group. I'm located just outside of Boston in Massachusetts. And my business I started back in 1998, so kind of the early days of the internet. It's called Software Oasis. And it's very similar to Angie's List, except it's for connecting small to mid-sized consulting companies that are subject matter experts in whatever area they're doing consulting on in the tech space with small to mid-sized businesses. And the consulting companies are all companies that we've vetted. They're based in the US or Canada, and they're the best of the best in each area. And it's a great way to help integrate or automate or get rid of redundancies and different tech challenges that you might have in your business. And it is a free service.
That sounds very cool.
And I'll pop my info in the chat there for anyone
there you
who
go.
would
Thank
like
you
to
so
connect.
much.
Sure.
Well, it's great to have you here. Hope to see you again. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is going to be Alicia Pecorelli, followed by Joshua Berman. Morning, Alicia.
Good morning. How are you guys? So I am Alicia Pecorelli. I run Morningstar Bookkeeping and Morningstar Business Solutions. I help small business owners and entrepreneurs kind of get back a lot of their time and a lot of their sanity. I offer bookkeeping services that look a little bit different than your typical modern day bookkeeper. I do work virtually, so I work with anyone within the US. And I do a system of 7 different reports that go out to my clients in a secure portal every single month. And every single client, no matter how small the client is, gets a call to go over the reports. The calls are recorded. If they don't want to do a call, I just kind of go over it in a Loom or record it however and post it into their portal so they have forever access to that. I also offer small business automations. I use smaller CRMs like Dubsado. I set them up for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to get their businesses up and running and fully automated so that they can save a whole lot of time. I think my last client was something like 14 hours a week that we saved. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of what I do. I did put my information in the chat box below as well.
All right. Thanks, Alicia. I want to meet with you.
All right. Sounds great.
Next up is our good friend Corey Northington, and I'm sorry, Joshua Berman, then Corey Northington. So
hello. No worries. I'm here
Joshua.
from a chilly 55-degree Calabasas morning. And you like my backdrop of my car. So I'm a property and casualty insurance guy. I handle a wide variety of things. I personally specialize in those really hard to insure properties. Homeowners is my specialty these days, especially in California, where people are having a hard time getting those. We, as a rule, we do all sorts of commercial and residential, but we stay away from health insurance. Other than that, we represent businesses, small and large, and we also represent individuals. Generally speaking, I think that the terms are Henrys through ultra high net celebrity clients who we work with on our properties. So we can do properties that are $20-30 million all the way down to really the just below $1 million. And we're local, but we're national. So anyone with any needs, whether business or personal, we can do.
That's a great service, especially in these troubled times with the insurance situation. And it's interesting in California say we go all the way down to 1 million. It's like
God forbid anybody else can afford. Yeah.
I'm not sure that I so rarely come across a property that's under $1 million. It's just the
crazy?
way it is.
Well, you're in Calabasas. Goddamn. Okay.
Yeah.
One room
Yeah.
Well,
apartment
John,
rents for $1 million.
and by the way, I just wanted to point out, thank you, John. John is a consummate professional. I'm so happy to see him on this call. He is not only is he smart and really good at what he does, he stays tapped into all of the current trends. He's the best.
Checks in the mail, Joshua.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
All right.
Bob would prefer he just come more often.
All right, thanks, guys. And then good morning to our friend Corey, and then we're going to talk to Burke, followed by Maury. So, Corey Northington, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Happy Friday to everybody in the group. My name is Corey Northington. I'm based here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm an independent associate of Legal and ID Shield. So I help empower individuals, families, and small business owners with legal and identity theft services. So if you're trying to grow your business through having documented contracts reviewed or getting the advice of an attorney, or you know there's a business that owes your business money, we can help in all different types of areas. And also on the personal side, if you're trying to get your will done or get it updated. And also too, with the holiday season, I just want to stress again the importance of making sure you protect your identity, because we are doing a lot of purchases online and in person, and our information is out there and vulnerable. So just be cognizant and aware about it. And with that, I left my information in the chat. Be glad to do any one-on-ones and what. So hope again everybody's having a great day, and I will turn it back over to Scott and Bob so they can continue this amazing meeting.
Thank you, Corey. Next up is the man with the plan, the business plan, Burke Franklin.
Hi, you guys. Burke Franklin, Business Power Tools up in Santa Barbara, California. I've talked to you today about my financial model. I've got a 5-year and a 10-year financial model. 10 years for those rare occasions, like for a drug process or something else, or a big project. But the 5-year financial model is something you can put together on your own. You don't need a CFO. You don't need to put in formulas. You just enter the numbers, and it'll help you put your revenue projection together, your costs, all your expenses, the valuation of your business. So if you're going to pitch investors, you got to convince them of the valuation of it. And of course, if you're going to sell your business, you want to convince them of the valuation of it. So it's very helpful. It's a giant Excel model. It's very easy to use, and everybody understands it. So you don't need to be a CFO. You can do it yourself. So let's take a look at businesspowertools.com.
Thank you, Burke. Appreciate that. Looks like Maury had a jump, so we apologize for that. And we're almost top of the hour, so I just want to thank everyone for joining us this week. Got some new folks and some veterans, so it's a great mix. I encourage everybody to get together with each other. I'll quickly mention that in my business, I'm a business consultant and a retirement specialist. So there's lots of different people that I can work with and help. And we haven't yet met one-on-one. Let's get something scheduled.
I just want to end by thanking Corey for letting me know that this year, due to fraud, Tom Turkey may have new names.
Such as?
No problem.
What?
Hey.
Like oh, there's Bob. Okay, Bob, you got anything you want us to wrap up with? It's 9 o'clock.
No, I'll tell you one thing. I definitely appreciate this group. It's been together for many years now. We're getting new members, and I'm loving it. This is the fun stuff of my business. It's really the networking groups that help us to create great opportunities for each other. So I appreciate that.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Scott. Every Friday's a good Friday, everyone. Happy
See you,
holidays.
John.
Bob, will you stay on?